Let's talk about a paradox we're all living with. The same technology that gives us amazing powers also creates some of our biggest challenges. It's the classic double-edged sword, right? So today, we're going to look at both sides of that blade and really get to grips with the true cost of our digital world. I mean, just think about that little device in your hand. It lets you talk to anyone on the other side of the planet instantly. It gives you access to pretty much all of human knowledge. These aren't just gadgets anymore. They're like extensions of ourselves, giving us what feel like actual superpowers. And that is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? For all of these incredible new abilities, there's always a catch. There's a price we're paying that isn't always written on the tag. So what are those hidden costs? Well, let's dive in and break it down.
All right, let's start with something that hits really close to home for all of us. The constant battle happening right on our screens. It's this nonstop tug of war between our desire to be connected and our fundamental right to a little privacy.
This is the deal we make every single day. On one hand, you've got these incredible benefits, right? Staying in touch with family, finding your people in online communities, that's the good stuff. But on the other hand, the price of admission is that our personal data is constantly being collected, our online lives are monitored, and we're always at risk of that information being misused. Every single tap and click has a cost attached. And look, this isn't some far-off, abstract idea. It's happening all around us, all the time. It's the security camera on the corner, the GPS in your phone tracking your location, the cookies on websites that follow you everywhere you go online. Heck, it's even that smart speaker in your kitchen that's always listening. Every piece of tech offers some convenience, but it's also a sensor, just gathering data.
Now, society is trying to play catch-up. You've got laws like the Data Protection Act, which are basically attempts to put some rules in place and give us a bit of control back. But what this really shows is that we're in this constant negotiation, this push and pull between new tech and new rules, between convenience and our right to just be left alone.
Okay, so this tension doesn't just live on our phones, it scales up and plays out across our entire society. Technology is literally reshaping our culture, creating these incredible new pathways for some people, while actually making the walls even higher for others. For anyone with a good internet connection, technology can be a total game changer. I mean, picture someone in a remote town taking an online course from a top university halfway across the world. It throws open doors to education, to jobs, to communities that were completely out of reach before. It's an amazing tool for inclusion. But, and this is a huge but, that access is not a given. If you're on the wrong side of what we call the digital divide, things like high costs or just plain bad infrastructure don't just hold you back. They actually make existing inequalities even worse. We're creating a world where your future can literally depend on the speed of your Wi-Fi. And this brings us to another big tension in our culture. You have globalization on one side, this amazing exchange of ideas and art across borders. But the flip side of that coin is the risk of homogenization, where one dominant, usually Western, online culture starts to wash out unique local traditions. It connects us, for sure, but it also risks making us all the same. You know, this divide even shows up in the code itself, in the philosophy behind the software we use. On one side, you have open source software, where the code is free for anyone to see, use, and improve. It's all about collaboration. Then you've got proprietary software, which is locked down and controlled by one company. That choice right there affects everything from how much things cost to how fast new ideas can spread. Okay, let's zoom out one more time. Let's go from the personal and the cultural to the biggest picture there is, the planet itself. Because our digital world, which feels so clean and weightless, is built out of real physical stuff, and it comes with a seriously steep environmental price tag. Every single device you've ever owned has a life story in 3 parts. First, it has to be manufactured, and that uses up rare and limited natural resources. Second, it uses energy its whole life, and the giant data centers that power the cloud use an absolutely massive amount. And third, when we're done with it, it becomes e-waste, which is often full of toxic materials. So the real takeaway here is that our digital habits have a very heavy physical footprint. We're digging finite resources out of the ground, we're contributing to carbon emissions every time we stream a movie, and we're creating mountains of toxic e-waste that is incredibly difficult to deal with responsibly. Our virtual world has a huge physical impact. But just like with the privacy issue, people are working on this. There's a whole movement called green computing, and it's all about finding a smarter, better way forward.
It's about making our tech more energy efficient, designing gadgets that actually last, and figuring out how to properly recycle them. It's about making progress sustainable. So, after all that, where do we land? Well, it leaves us with a series of really important choices. This is not about being pro-tech or anti-tech. It's about being aware of the balance we need to strike every single day. On the personal level, we have to decide, how much privacy are we really willing to give up for the convenience of being connected? And as a society, we've got to figure out how to use this amazing power to bring people together and give everyone a fair shot, not to create even bigger divides.
And on a global scale, we need to demand that our technology pushes us forward without costing us the planet we all have to share.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. We're always told that technology is the answer. But maybe we should stop for a second and first ask ourselves, what was the question? What kind of world are we actually trying to build? Answering that first, well, that changes everything.